Welcome back to the campfire. Today we're going to be continuing in Starcom Space Unknown. Hopefully, it feels like we're getting closer to the end. We just need to... Alright, yeah, we had this mission that we were able to go to. We just got sidetracked with another mission. Let's get through to this and see what comes of it. This ends this storyline with the... Maybe it ends the storyline with the evacuations. And we do have some exploration we can do over here that we didn't get to do before. And then wonder if we're strong enough now to deal with this. So we have been working on making our ships, or our ship, much stronger. Oh hey, we passed something. Should probably go back and look at that. And should be approaching it now. Only 900. 4, 3. Oops. Oh. Interaction with my sync. Data contains a number of curious geometric puzzles that seem to hint at a hidden meaning I can't quite grasp. Found their excitement and devotion to the project quite infectious and expressed a desire to return for a full cycle. Interesting. No, they don't give anything if destroyed. Okay, I'll remember that for next time. And just get ourselves going in a straight line here. Alright, we're approaching. There's a ring here. Heretic one. And the pyramid on this world is disappearing into the thick jungle and blends in well with the low volcanic mountains that surround it. It also shows signs of an orderly evacuation. The team searches for a nearby observation point in hopes of just recovering some chirolite without success. But several kilometers west of the structure, Ensign Kepler spots another overgrown structure. Perk sets the lander down. Soon after approaching the ruins, they are approached by what at first glance appears to be a devout, who beckons them. But Ensign Triton observes they lack the ritual markings, so the team warily follows the alien inside a cave-like dwelling within a buried Empire structure. Others of the same species are present. Ensign Triton erects a holofeed to the Intrepid. Welcome, alien beings. It has been over 3 generations since visitors have come. We are out of practice in the art of hospitality. As you can see, we are not overly encumbered with summoned objects, but still retain the wisdom of our ancestors, which we will gladly share. Devout or heretics? Your speaking enchantment is difficult for me to understand. I believe you refer to the believers and academics? This distinction did not exist when we left. We only learned of it from later visitors. Our ancestors saw the cracks forming in the Empire. It was clear to them that the magic would soon be lost. Those who still depended on it would die. They unlearned their spells and relearned new ones. Look a lot like the devout, and the heretics, I assume. While the Empire called many kinds of its children, ours were the heirs of magical practice. There was no exclusion. Any could be found in any. When we left, we had tusk-faced fur fighters and many more, but our kind preferred the magical studies by custom. There is much to know beside the fickle magic of Empire. We can teach you the patiently learned knowledge of the heavens and the subtleties of life, or the patterns of nature. This is the custom of our hospitality. Knowledge of the heavens. I have to admit the Sandbrains learned something from staring at the sky for several generations. The tutelage is intense and brief, and surprisingly, it consists mostly of guided meditation. But the results speak for themselves. After returning, their Starcom aptitude protocol scores are significantly improved. Okay. +2 Astroscience. I'm not going to complain. And that completes the evacuations mission line. Kind of figured it would, but... yeah. It's a little underwhelming, but Let's see here, aluminum. And let's move on. I know we just... Yeah, there's more stars in all these directions, so let's take a look, see what we can find. There's a binary system here, plus those three. Oh, hold on. Before we go doing that, there is that portal that we also had here. So we should take a look at what that is. And where that might take us. Allows access, there's deep thrum, blah blah blah, wormhole opening. Let's hop in. Okay, that took us here. Not really all that... Oh, there's a bunch of enemies. Should probably take care of that problem. Oh, this ain't much of a problem. Yep. These were the low level guys. Alright. Let's head back up over this way. I mean, that works for me too. Yeah, that worked really well for us. Where's our why is our ship doing that way? Okay. Well, as long as it gets done, I don't care. And that flinger should lead us in this direction, which is those 3 stars. Really just gives us more research points at this point. I don't know if it'll lead us to any more storyline missions. We'll worry about that in a minute. Remember the berries that look like other berries? Well, I've applied their mimicry to solve Seleno's coffee shortage. Okay. I withdraw my previous remarks about the berries. Apparently them being useless and pointless, I'm guessing. Fair enough. Looks like we're being chased by something here. A destroyer and a frigate, and what looks like a couple fighters. We shall see. Oh, it's just some devout. You know, these used to be fun and difficult to fight, and now it's just almost too easy. I mean, they can feel more difficult when there's like a bunch of them, or they hop in while we're already fighting a bunch of other things, but I've noticed that on their own, they're no longer really all that complicated. Except for that stupid radiation missile. God, I hate that thing so much. God, I really hate that thing. Getting out of its range. And the backside. There we go. Only lost 3. And off to the exploration we go. Let's see. Kind of curious as to why they started chasing us suddenly, but oh well. And there we go, gas giant. Oh, hey, there is something here. There's a very unusual boundary between 2 gas regions. Normal thermodynamic processes should cause the motion to spread between the regions, but it remains confined to the lower region for unknown reasons. It's not much to see, although Ensign Kepler notes that the team has been lucky that so many anomalies have occurred in areas with anything in the visible spectrum at all. Or is it that all the anomalies we're seeing are just ones that we can see, literally? So there have been a lot that I recall that didn't have anything we could see. Alright, are these guys gonna... Or are they just chickening out every time that we get close? There's that. Let's get rid of the fighter. Apparently by ramming it. There we go. And that's done. Bunch of yttrium and whatnot. Let's move to the next thing that we're gonna have to research. Scan. This borderline temperate planet has only single-celled anaerobic life forms, which make the small glade of dead trees anomalous. After examination, Rhea concludes that they must have been transplanted here. They should have thrived in this environment without competition, so their death is a bit of a mystery. Excavation around some survey equipment labeled Station 9011 reveals that their entire root system has been amputated and extracted. The monitoring equipment's key components have also been extracted, save for the husk of the broadcast equipment. Fair enough. Scanned, unsurveyed, let's go. At a distance, this appears to be an old Kiernan cruiser. Upon closer inspection, Gleason notices that it actually was abandoned fairly recently and hastily buried in the sand. A recent windstorm has resurfaced it. Further investigation. There have been modifications made to the control systems to support different physiology. The displays supporting trinocular vision are suggestive. While the most valuable upgrades have been stripped out, it was a rush job leaving some resources behind. Okay, I mean, we'll take it. Something was showing up right there. But what? Maybe it was just my imagination. Let's head to the next star, see what goes on. Then we'll come back for these three. And there's this one up here. There's a planet, 2, 3. Only the 3? And a wormhole gateway. That speeds things up for the next sector. Nothing here. And what about you? Oh, yeah, there's something here. The planet's magnetosphere makes tracking down the source of the anomaly signal impossible. Perhaps it's just a false positive. That'll be interesting. There's a natural layer of etherine not far from this planet's core. Unfortunately, the lander would be crushed to that far above that depth. Well, let's see if there's anything nearby that relates to that. Anomaly we can't finish. Usually it wouldn't be that far from the sector either, or the system. I mean, I suppose it could be a little further out, but they're not normally that far. Derelict vessel detected. There we go. This vessel has been shredded by high-energy weapons and its valuable resources stripped away. Inside, despite the size, only a single deceased Emir is found at the command station. Judging from the status of the ship's systems, they were probably caught completely off guard by whoever attacked them. The comms array has the last outgoing message in its buffer. Hidden Tomb, Last Resting Place, Akjuk, Empire Ruins, Go Alone, Legion Scepter, Unexpected Void Disturbance. There's a parallel data streams with a set of coordinates. Where is that at? Okay. That has nothing to do with this life pod over here? Really? We can always check, but... yeah. Alright, well we'll go to this instead. Because why not? Alright, we're here in the sector. Let's take a look at the other plans before going to the mission one. More uranium. And nothing there. And there's a warp gate here. Awful lot of warp gates in these mission sites. Let's activate it before we go too far. There's another... this one's really close to the star. Nothing? Alright, now let's go to the mission planet. Deploy. The lander touches down in a broad glade not far from a large cave in a 50-meter cliff. As the team approaches, the cliff is revealed as the overgrown ruins of a fallen Empire structure. The cave opening is an archway. There are clear signs that the interior has been modified from its original layout. Some passages have been sealed off with large stone blocks. Letters painted on the wall translate as warning: the Tomb of Akjuk. Turn back, weaklings, fools, and cowards. Only death and shame wait within. Beyond, the corridor slips down and into the darkness. Well, have them go south. The cave descends and tightens to a narrow, high-ceiling corridor of hard white stone. Irregular but geometric protrusions lightly protrude from the faces, creating sharp edges. Yes, protrusions tend to protrude. Indeed, you are correct. Eventually, it branches into an east-west corridor. Well, we could go back north, we can go east, we can go west. Go east. Continue going east. Go north. Goes around them. After a lengthy pause, Perks announces without much conviction that it is probably a resonance caused by wind passing across the entrance of the tomb. Go north. Okay, go back south. Go south. Go west. Go west. Go west. Go west. Go north. Focused on the dark path behind them, everyone is momentarily caught off guard when some things with many legs drop down upon them from above. After recovering from the sudden panic, the team organizes into defensive positions as the creatures swarm around them. Defensive positions. Skittering insectoids rush from all sides, but after a frantic plasma firefight, the creatures are smoldering exoskeletons. The team is unscathed. Continue to go north. Nothing. Let's go south. Go south. Oh wait, hold on. North, north. Go east? There's some small holes. From them, they eye them warily as they pass, but nothing emerges. Go north. Go east. Go east. Go south. Okay. Go west. Go north. Go west. I am completely lost. Alright. I'm gonna pause this and figure out where we're going. Okay, we're basically back at the entrance. Let's go east. What about south? Is there anything here? Splotches of a greenish-black color, which the team scanners identify as a compound of copper oxide and complex organic molecules. Go east. Lying against the wall is the skeleton of an Emir in full battle vacuum suit. Clutched in its hands is something that resembles a battle axe. In a pocket are some copper coins. Carefully tucked into a bracer is a roll of animal skin with a crude drawing dyed into it, along with some gliss and a green copper-based pigment. The Universal Translator identifies the gliss as Fallen Empire, representing the from top to bottom travel, story, and rest. Arrive, deception, and death. The Emir written language uses similar gliss as Fallen Empire. If that's what it is, a more likely set of meanings are arrive, deception, and death. Team pauses briefly as the dust on the ground stirs slightly with faint movement of air. Okay. Suits don't take it's a psychosomatic effect. Fair. South. Let's go back north. North. Go back south. Then head east. Alright. West? No. Let's go back east, go back south, go north. Go west from here. Go north. North. Go west. Oh. Let's go west then. See if... Okay. I guess we explored the entirety of it? No. Okay then. Alright, so next... And we haven't completed this. Next would be... back down to these three systems. Oh, we found a new statue. Stone statue of a four-armed creature stands against one wall. One arm is outstretched with its claw open as if once held something. Another holds a dagger thrust forward. Dagger may have been the trap that was triggered by removing whatever was in the open claw. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna keep trying to find stuff here. Team emerges into a room flooded with natural light. In the center of the room is a raised altar of white marble carved to roughly mimic the Fallen Empire's style, but still clearly a later addition. Resting atop is an ornate scepter, roughly 1 meter in length. Alright. And that was the last of it. The Academy's practical survival test is apparently not the worst student evaluation protocol anywhere. Alright. That was weird. Still could be the worst evaluation protocol in our universe, though. Fair enough. Contains an unusual amount of data storage for a scepter. Seems to be several exabytes of biological and neural information. Plus 25 research points. Did we level up? Yes, we did. And... yeah, let's do xenoculture, observation, biomed, we're going to need that. Prix is already 13 with that. 2, 12. And this puts us at, we could do 1 in biomed to help recover, or because we have that one upgrade that allows us to recover faster with more people who have +1 in biomed. So let's go with that. Let's get over to this flinger and fly down to the next sector, or the next solar system to scan out there. Which, let's not ram into the trade or the trade ship there. Well, the Intrepid has been a great help. We apologize for suspecting you of being a guild chairbird. While we are prohibited from engaging in trade outside sanctioned contracts, sometimes we end up with cargo whose documentation has been lost. Since the penalties for opening these containers is steep, they linger until the guild claims them. Sometimes they get misplaced before the guild claims them. If you would like to exchange in an off-the-scrolls gift exchange, we would be amenable. Okay. So let's buy that one and start there. Basically, we became friendly enough with them that they wanted to, you know. Contains a garment for a bipedal creature with 4 arms. The quality and ornamentation suggests a ceremonial purpose. Okay. Kind of interesting that they'd be willing to give us stuff for free. Well, not free, but they're giving us stuff. It's weird. Alright, so there's a bunch of planets in this sector. Let's take a look. Or this system. I would imagine a sector is like the entire grid square or series of grid squares. Now we can deploy a team here. Shallow crater lies a neutronium-rich chunk of meteorite. Normally an object of this density would have buried itself far deeper, maybe a rare surviving secondary fragment from another impact. Okay. What else is there? Second Legion ships. Let's get around them. Take a look at this planet. What is here? Oh, there's more research to be done. Looks like a rushed smash and grab. Weapons crippled, then the boarders took the valuable resources and launched it towards this planet. Probably hoped it would break up on entry and erase the evidence. Fair. I mean, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. Let's go further. Initial sensor readings pointed to an abnormal resource concentration for this dried canyon world, but at closer inspection, the readings clarified no natural resources. Instead, the team finds an old, small vessel, its literal skeleton crew still at stations. Ship's databanks are all completely blank, even the automated system's executive functions have been erased. By the captain, assuming this log was made here, I've extrapolated the location of their last warp and added it to the nav map. After jump from analysis of the ice quantum, lost life support and navigation, dead reckoned warp from N vector. So where would that put us at? Way down there. Okay. Now we can go explore it in a minute. Ouch. My bad. This will take us down to that star. Which then avoids that star unless this one has a flinger going that way. Which it might. No, definitely not. But it does have a flinger going down that way. Let's take a look here, see what we can find. Nothing? Not entirely surprising. Let's go around the star, not through it. Because we can't really go through it. What's here? Scanners initially detected this as a damaged transport vessel. Upon closer inspection, the craft is much simpler, lacking life support, armaments, or really much anything beyond the absolute minimum to fly with an autopilot. It sustained moderate plasma damage to its engines, after which it must have automatically executed a controlled landing. Within the craft is a transmitter. Examining its buffer, Ensign Gleese notes that it was designed to broadcast a random collection of pre-recorded messages referring to an evacuation and vague rendezvous. I suspect that this craft was a decoy intended to confuse an adversary from the main evacuation ship or ships. A bunch of aluminum, some silver. I mean, not a bad haul. Aluminum seems to be very useful in this universe. I mean, it's also useful in our universe, but I wouldn't necessarily have thought it super useful for space flight, given how weak the metal is. Let's see. Alright, we're just gonna come over here and scan this sector, or the system out. Not 100% sure there's gonna be anything of value here, but it usually seems to be something on these systems where there's no connections. Another city that's being co-opted by a devout influence, Ensign Triton expresses disgusted admiration for their ability to control the populace through a mixture of localized nationalism, conversion, and implied threat. Gleese observes that the planet's industries have recently been redirected toward local, large-scale mass production of some unknown equipment, presumably military in nature. Whatever it is, it uses more radiation shielding than should be necessary to block active scans. Interesting. No anomalies. Leads me to question, can we even be friendly with the Devout? And I don't think so, but... Solitary automated drone landed here so long ago that the landing struts have fused it with the rock surface. Cygnus Lee guesses that it's probably a failsafe mode that triggered when its carrier was destroyed. It's not particularly sophisticated, so the team scraps it for metal. Alright. So let's head to this wormhole. And there's something here. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. I want to scan the desert planet. There's gotta be something else. Looks like there's only one other planet in the system. So that's probably the one we're looking for. Building a cluster of buildings connected to a single subterranean structure housing a large collection of cooling units. When operational, they were capable of cooling a large quantum computer to near absolute zero. Computer's data has long been erased, having entangled with the environment after the system lost power. It's an unusual formula for categorizing data within a quantum computer. Given what happened to the dead ship, I'm going to create a vacuum-isolated archive to store it. Oddly, most of the crystals are dedicated to the storage of hundreds of copies of the same algorithm. Interesting. Nothing there for us to look at. Seleno's lab has a quantum computer. Maybe Dr. Rama will have an idea what the algorithm does. Well... let's first take a look over here. I mean, there's no reason not to explore things that are nearby. Well, what's on this planet? Skimming a few hundred kilometers below the upper cloud layers, sensors detect the source of anomaly reading. A pocket of rare ethering gas has been pushed up from the volatile depths. Alright, that's cool. Give me that. And doesn't look like there's much else in this sector. Only the one other planet. In the lee of a partially submerged fallen empire structure is a small island chain. The chain was created by a meteor impact millennia ago, which left the modest iridium deposits in the shallows, the source of the anomaly signal. The islands themselves are covered in lush, fallen Empire flora. A few patches near the shoreline have shed their foliage. Ensign Rhea excitedly scrapes some material from the bare plant's exterior into a hazardous samples container. Imperial Flora Blight. Okay. Let's take a look at that. This parasite is the perfect candidate for the aquarium colony's food problem. It can break down Imperial Flora, requires iridium so it can keep it in check. Okay. We'd need to tweak its genetic code for... Need some more information on fallen Imperial or Empire Flora though. So, alright. And apparently we need to head back here so that we can do some other research. So we will do that as well. Alright, let's talk to Milton. More resources. That's actually a really good thing. Oh, fine. Yeah, no kidding. All for now, Dr. Rama. I understand that your biomed officer has solved Seleno's coffee shortage via the application of a survey discovery. This is a positive development. No, its stimulating effects disturb my concentration, but the shortage had caused a noticeable decline in productivity among my staff. Since it has been alleviated, they've managed to get through some of our data backlog. If Ensign Rhea wished to transfer to my lab, I would approve it. Please do. My staff are competent, but lack a certain degree of lateral thinking. Has transmitted the findings her team extracted from their data backlog. We found an algorithm. This is a quantum eraser program, essentially a large-scale delayed choice experiment. It would reverse thermodynamic causality on a wave function branch defined by specific information to erase said information. I'll anticipate your request for a simplified explanation. I can use it to reset the technology research you've done. The erasure may impact history of the algorithm itself, so I'd advise caution. Maybe some other time. Thank Rhea for me, for even the small amount of coffee the commissary had was using super stale beans, and synth calf is an abomination. On an unrelated note, my team has finally finished dismantling the last of the construction struts on the pylons. This frees up some titanium. Cool. Let's look at our research points. We've got a lot. Dreadnought hull we can still do. Improved deflectors, why not? Thermal analysis, okay. Entropic shunts increases the rate at which modules dissipate heat. Decreases the performance of penalty of damaged modules. Let's do some of this support research. Do we have anything else over here? Every crew member with at least one tactics increases plasma turret accuracy by 10%. Why not? Every crew member with at least one increases repair rate. Self-stabilize. Any crew with at least one biomed will quickly stabilize themselves up to 20%. Okay. Miracle worker. Crew with at least 5 engineering has a chance of saving ship from catastrophic damage. Each crew member increases maximum viewport. Okay. That's good. And there's unknown technology here. We don't have this one yet. Got shields. Which, what does it take to build the shield module? It's under utilities. Neutronium and a bunch of platinum, which we don't have yet. So we should take a look at, I mean, we're pretty much at max size here. And what does it take? We need 4 more adamantine and 14 etherine. Oh, yeah, it's on the right side there. So we need 13 more of this. We need 4 more of this. That is going to be an expensive ask. Alright. Let's take a look at what we've got for exploration. Got that yellow star. And we've got this down here that we can't or couldn't get to before. I really want to get the shields before we try to do that. So let's go exploring. Maybe we'll find some platinum, or enough time will pass that we can get enough platinum from the free object. Or from our scraper. What's here? Something there that we haven't finished yet. What is it? Let's take a look. Come on, there we go. Oh yeah, this is the one where we need to repair. Maybe? Okay. Delighted as thanks, yada yada. Alright, we got a bunch of iridium for completing that. There's a flinger over here that should take us to where we were looking at going. What's up over here? Nothing, okay. That's right, there was another, and that flinger takes us somewhere over here too, so we've got that to look at. So we got this. Let's take a look, see what we can find. Planetoid still has a warm core, leading to occasional volcanic eruptions. Lava field may have some heavier elements. Yeah, well that... okay. Didn't help us all that much, but alright. Your species and ship markings are unfamiliar to us. You are in Nimian space. Explain your intentions. We are on a peaceful exploration mission. Peaceful words may belie sinister intent. What is your disposition toward the Kernan herd? It is clear from the pre-translation matrix that the Nimian are not positively disposed. An understandable position if true, but the Kernan have used neutral agents before with nefarious intentions. If you wish to demonstrate friendship, perhaps you could do us a favor. We have lost contact with one of our diplomatic vessels and its escort. We are reluctant to mobilize the full fleet to search, as we suspect Kernan are looking for a pretext to attack. It is not our nature to hate, but since the Empire fell, the Kernan have sought to exploit the power vacuum. First they claim to protect weak territories, then those protected territories become their own, and so they expand, pushing against our borders unless they are well defended. Now accidents become their causes to make threats. It was the great power of the galaxy, blah blah blah, but sadly it is no more, unless benign forces seek to fill the void. Okay, so we found a new sector there. Guild ships can't be... You search the ship log for guild master, you'll likely set a you'll be able to set a marker. But does that bring nothing to us? Okay. Oops. All right. We're reluctant to mobilize the full fleet. Okay, so we've just got to figure out where it was, apparently. Guild. Trade. Alright. Let's just clear that out. Guild ships. Alright. Comms log with the guild master. Where does that give us? It doesn't. Alright. We'll have to find one at some point, but I'm going to continue scanning and everything. Unless that's going to piss these guys off, which it might. Lieutenant Perks explains that this kind of distinctive blue hole in a shallow sea is invariably caused by mining ships cutting a quick path to a detected mineral deposit. When the team descends into the dark depths, Perks' observation is validated. Despite the major ore having been extracted, a surprising amount of platinum is available in isolated pockets. Well, we might be able to make our shield a lot sooner than I thought. CTXA. I mean, there's like 3 sectors that almost always have a trade guild guy, so I should go looking for that. Alright. Because I assume that has something to do with what the Nimian want. The entire planet is a nearly homogeneous biome of grasslands and sparse glades. The only large fauna are large herds of roving horned ungulates. There are a number of automated monitoring stations that appear to be studying these creatures. The antennae seems to form as part of these creatures' natural growth. This is an unusual example of an evolutionary radio network. Their physiology is unusual for a number of reasons. Perhaps the most striking is that they all have a complex network of metallic fibers interwoven with their central nervous system and horns. They have been implanted with transmitters, presumably to aid in their monitoring. It's kind of cool. Alright. Let's go find one of those trade guys. Probably right around there. And hey, my guess is correct. That's the weird part. Greetings. I have a guild-approved list of topics that we may discuss. Yada yada. We have a horticulture database from a Kiernan botanist on the topic. To investigate a missing vessel, our business dealings are done in the strictest confidence. We can disclose that one of our vessels detected a brief Nimian distress beacon recently. Remnant Gateway, it is not near any trade routes or colonies, so we offer its equation for almost nothing. Sure, why not? Let's trade. Let's sell a few of these things that we have, because why not? Yeah, we can sell that. We've already analyzed it. Same with that one. Same with that one. Alright. And do they have... They do have some of this. Let's trade a few things to... Oof. Yeah, just to get 17 back. God dang. Silver really isn't useful for anything other than trade, so... How many do I... Oh wow, I have to sell a lot to get even one. So I don't want to give up all of our stuff here. There we go. End communication. So we've got everything. Database on the engineered flora of the Empire and their genetics. We can now conduct the research necessary to modify the blight in the lab. That's fine. Let's find... Let's go there. Be able to have transmitted a set of gateway coordinates, which I've added to the nav computer. I mean, we did purchase it, so good thing you added it. God, I hate these. Get out of my way. There we go. Let's take a look around, see if we can find... Oh, this is... Okay. That's what this is about. Maybe? No? Alright. Well, let's go looking around the sector, see what we can find. There's a bunch of enemies. These are devout. Quite a few devout that are, you know, of the larger size. Yep. This is scaring the crap out of me. Got it. Got that one down. And it's another big ship gone. You'd think they'd stop trying to pick a fight with us when we just keep eliminating entire planets. I mean, you would think. Alright. Come on, fall apart. Go kaboom. There we go. That's a bunch of materials. Let's see if we can find anything out here. There we go. Well, no energy readings from the vessel. Survey team approaches the derelict. They can see it has taken some damage. A hole in the hull allows direct access to the bridge. A single dead Nimian pilot is strapped into the combat or command seat. Search for survivors. One of the escape pods is missing. Examine the ships. Missing Gleese observes that whoever erased the data did not realize that the comm relay still has the last outgoing message. First payment package and Prion samples received, transmitting the promised data now. The data seems to be a large collection of ship identifiers, timestamps, and trajectories. Despite the unfamiliar alien physiology, notes that biochemistry works the same with Nimians as creatures in our own universe. It seems that some chemical interrupted the neurotransmitters that regulated breathing. But whatever it was, it broke down quickly after death. Cause of death: poison? Nimians' morphology, while similar to Earth felines... Of course, that. Remove that. There we go. Nimian's morphology, while similar to Earth felines, looks to have evolved via their own path. This convergent evolution process has been observed on other planets in our universe, but it is interesting that this convergence occurs here as well. Alright, let's go take a look and see what we can find on that planet. 'Cause maybe it'll let us get the whole thing now. Using the telemetry data, the team is able to locate a small escape pod partially buried on this otherwise scan of shows signs of life in a nearby cave. Team approaches with caution. Inside, they find a gaunt Nimian surrounded by a disorganized array of crates and survival equipment. She eyes the team with suspicion and hunger. I am Diplomat Anasa Jari of the Nimian. Who are you? The team identifies themselves as Starcom representatives and provide the diplomat with a communications feed to the Intrepid. We were on a goodwill mission to try to improve relations with the Kiernans when they attacked us. I was able to escape, but they destroyed my ship and one of our escorts. Not adding up, the Nimian didn't mention any goodwill mission. Comm buffer. I think I registered our flight path with the Kiernans so they would know when to expect us. That must be what you saw. That's not what we saw. Despite her objections, the team opens the crates. Besides expected life pod survival equipment, there are a large number of gold bars. I carry those for exact purposes. this exact purpose. Consider a payment for the rescue. Lifepod survivors are not expected to have crates of gold on them in any culture. She is attempting to... accused of lying, painting indignation, the process, then professes innocence, but eventually she confesses. An unknown agent had been blackmailing her for years with information that would ruin her and her powerful family. She had been paying them off, but they demanded one last payment along with some sensitive information. After delivering the information to an unmarked vessel, they were attacked. She didn't know that the data was military secrets. The penalty for treason is execution. My family is highly placed. If you could omit some details from your account. Okay, well, what do you do at that point, right? You either omit information and potentially... Oof. This becomes a rather messy situation. Alright, we are back in their space. Found a single survivor from your vessels. Your deepest gratitude, please give us an account on it. Most disturbing, it sounds as if the Kiernans lured the Anasa with the hope of brokering a peace and attacked. I look forward to hearing her full report. Again, thank you. We are interested in information about remnant artifacts. There has been renewed interest in these wonders from several parties. We are, of course, familiar with the Great Gateways, but now know little about their other rumored structures. Our intelligence officers report that the Kiernan recently purchased information regarding the location of a fallen Empire lab. The lab had been researching remnant artifacts, specifically something called a Star Lance. Our agent could not verify the accuracy of the information, but did capture the coordinates. Fair enough. That gives us something. It's up over there, huh? Okay. So you can't even do that without, like, talking to these guys first. Got it. Because we have scanned that sector before and got nothing for it. Interesting. Alright. But with that, thank you for joining me here by the campfire. As always, if you like the video, like it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, witty remarks, game suggestions, recommendations, let me know in the comments below. And have a wonderful day.